It's working.
Awesome. Hey,
Okay, it's still setting up, I think.
I see. It says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Hallelujah.
You're more techie than you thought.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fast for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so just want to welcome everyone to Wellness Wednesday. This is Fabulous Over 50 with Natural Solutions. And I have a very special guest with me today that I'm so happy we can both be live on with you today. Hope that you're doing well. I'm in Utah, and my lovely daughter-in-law, Kirsten Kirschbaum, is in.
Hawaii. Yeah.
Good.
Thanks for
Good.
having me.
Yep. So she is the mother of my 5 grandsons and also business partner, and just absolutely love to go visit there. And they like to come and visit us too. So I am excited to be able to share with you today um, about, and really I'd like to switch around the title and say uncertain times, expand your passive income. Because we all know that grocery bills have gone up, we know gas has gone up, and everything is going up. And I think that we need to be more a little bit entrepreneurish about income, and especially passive income. So we're not saying to go out and quit your job, but we are saying to take a look at your passive income sources in these times of uncertainty. And actually, there was a quote that, and maybe I can make this fit in here, but I liked it because it says a tourist is escaping and a traveler is experiencing.
Wow.
Okay, so we need to discover our future. And as we are living and experiencing, we don't want to escape. We want to be able to change with it and handle it. And we have some great ideas for you today. So,
Yeah. That's perfect. I love that. I really like the title or the title that you want this to be. I wrote down that uncertainty expands us. So I think the first thing I just want to talk about, the way that we can look at uncertainty is really with fear or with hope, right? And that's our choice. And sometimes we do look at it with fear, and we have a story about, oh, this is going to be scary, this is going to be terrible. But also I look at it, like you said, I'm the mom of 5 boys, so I look at my kindergartner and think to myself, well, if when he's scared of going to kindergarten, he could tell himself this is going to be terrible, or this is going to be wonderful, and I'm going to expand, I'm going to learn more, I'm going to become better, and I can learn new things to thrive in this kind of uncertain time. So I look at this challenge as a great opportunity for all of us to grow together.
yep,
Yeah.
mindset. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah.
It's all in your attitude. So what Chris invited me to talk to you about today is, first of all, I'd like to discuss maybe some of the fears of uncertainty that a lot of women face, kind of in this category of being a little bit more wise and more mature in our years, having a lot more life experience, right? And I was thinking about really what are the maybe 3 common fears that women, maybe around the age of 50 or above, have about retirement or about security, right? And so those things really are financial security. Many of us worry about having enough money to sustain our retirement accounts, or if those things are going to be sufficient. Maybe you have concerns about whether your investments, will be enough to cover expenses, right? Unexpected medical costs, and other financial needs. So that's a very real concern. Secondly, I think that a lot of us are really concerned about healthcare costs, right? They tend to increase with age, and a lot of women may worry about how you might afford the long-term services that you might need, and just not really knowing what it's going to cost, right? And the last thing is, I think a lot of women in this age range have a concern about just social isolation, right? In fact, my kids, I was going to tell you, Chris, so your grandsons were asking me the other day, well, is grandma, is she going to retire? Or, and I was like, well, grandpa's retired, but I don't see grandma really wanting to ever retire. And I think it's for this third reason right here. And that's that most women, especially, we need the community. Right. And retirement can bring about changes in our daily routines and in our social interactions that maybe you don't want to feel isolated or lonely without the structure and the connections that your work provided you, right? So we want to maintain that strong social network and find those fulfilling and exciting post-retirement activities that can help us feel happy. Right? What do you think about those things? The financial security, the healthcare costs, and just that social isolation, Chris?
Sometimes they're unknown, and most of the times they are unknown, but being prepared helps you to have that hope instead of fear. And
Yeah.
then, I want to be of service. I want to be able to feel like I'm needed and useful and be able to help people to go through things that I may have gone through. And, there's a lot of people usually that are younger than older, but I mean, there's both, but there's a lot of room to serve and to help people. And there's a great need.
Absolutely. I agree. It's the best thing about what we do together. I tell people all the time, growing in my networking business, which is really just a networking community of people that I love and I take care of with healthcare, right? So that second thing that we were talking about, like I feel confident that we have some really wonderful healthcare solutions. We have financial security options, right? Because we know that we can help someone build a lifestyle business in retirement or out of retirement, right? And that's really helpful. And then, of course, we have the community. So I really feel like what we're doing here in our doTERRA business checks all three of those boxes. And that makes me feel happy, like I'm serving people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Chris and I put together a really fun little activity that we wanted to do with you guys. So we're going to do an activity and then we're going to talk about some of the specific things that you might be wondering about how you could take care of your long-term financial security, your healthcare, and be a part of an awesome community. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit. I will share my screen. Let me make sure I can do that. I got this. I got a couple different things here. All right, cool. So I'm going to share my screen. It's always a question. You're like, I'm going to share my screen. I don't know which screen's going to pop up. Let's see if it's the right one. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So this is an activity that we've put together and it's called, Do You Know Your Freedom Factor? Okay. So this is going to take less than 3 minutes. So just play along with me here. We can all do this. You might feel like you're going back to school a little bit. And let me know, can you see this? Okay. I want to make sure, like, is that clear
Yeah,
enough?
I can see it.
Blew it up a little bit for you. Let me see if I can go one more time. There we go. All right. So when you are financially free is when you're living your dream lifestyle, right? And that could mean anything. That could mean you just get to stay at home and take care of your grandkids or your great grandkids. It could mean you're traveling with your spouse or a friend. It could mean anything, right? It's really when you are living where you don't have to work or rely on anyone else for money, right? Not the government, not your anything. Okay. It's something that you have created so that you can live your dream lifestyle. It's when you're free to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, right? And who doesn't want that? So get out a piece of paper. Okay. Even if it's just like a sticky note or something, okay, just grab a little something. I guess you could do it in your phone if you really want, unless you're watching this on your phone, then you can't do it on your phone. You got to get a piece of paper. All right. Now answer a few questions for me. Okay. Number one, when do you want to be financially free? All right. Now I'm going to use, for the purpose of this example, I'm going to use 5 years. Okay. I think that's it's a reasonable amount of time that people can conceptualize, right? It could be sooner though, right? Or it could be, you could go 10 years. So number two, how much money monthly do you need to be financially free? Now, remember, financially free means you're living your dream lifestyle without having to rely on anyone else for money. All right. So how much money do you need to be financially free? Now, how do you know that? How would you know how much money that is? Well, just to put it simply, let's take a few different categories, right? A lot of us, unless you've paid off your house at this point, or if you're still renting, which is fine, you have a monthly housing expense, right? So go ahead and just off, it doesn't have to be exact. You don't need to log into your mortgage statements, okay? But just, off the top of your head, write down approximately how much money every month do you have to pay for your living expenses, your house, maybe utilities, just kind of average it out, okay? Also, if you have a car payment or a lease payment, you would want to add that in as well. So you've got house, car, and I would also say food, right? You got to eat. Now, I don't know about you. You might not be in the same category of life, phase of life as I am, but right now I am feeding 5 boys. 3 of them are basically teenagers, and the other 2 waste so much food, it would blow your mind. The babies, they're just, they get in trouble all the time for wasting food. So it's a lot. My grocery bill is super high. I'm gonna need that. Yeah. Thank you. Someone just tried to take my phone. No, no, no. I'm going to need the calculator right now. Okay. So add up your expenses. So you've got your mortgage, your housing, your car, and your food. Okay, we'll just keep it simple. Those are basic needs. So add up that number and ask yourself, okay, how much money monthly do you need to be financially free? And again, if you chose 5 years for the purposes of this example, so you want to multiply your answer from question number 2. So let's just say, again, on average, let's say you need $5,000 a month. Okay. Just in monthly income, just to take care of house, car, food, right? So what you would do is you would multiply, again, as an example, $5,000 a month by 200. Okay, so let's do that together. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it's written here on the sheet as well, but you can see 5,000 times 200 is $1 million. All right, so the answer is how much money, if you wanted to retire with a very what's the word, conservative, like, retirement account, right? We're going at 6% interest. Okay, so $5,000 in monthly income, you would need to invest $1 million at 6% interest, because that would create 60,000 a year in income, right? And if you divide 60,000 a year by 12 months a year, that gives you your $5,000 a month. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Again, a little bit of math class, okay? Not a lot, just a little. So what I think is really important for everyone that's listening here, okay, no matter what you're doing, if you want to do any kind of business or no business or whatever, you really need to just have a clear picture. How much money would you need to save every month over the next 5 years? Now, remember, if you chose, you wanted to be financially free in 5 years, how much money would you need to save every month over the next 5 years to save $1 million, like our example? Okay, so pop quiz, as you can see on the screen here, the answer is C. Okay, so C, $16,000 a month is how much you would need to save if you're starting at 0. Okay, so let's say hopefully you have a savings account or a retirement account, but let's just say if you're starting fresh today, and I know some of us are, you would need to save $16,000 a month for the next 5 years to save $1 million, right? That's not living expenses stuff. That's just like saving. So that way you could retire in 5 years and live on your dividends of that very conservative 6% figure every month. Okay, so that's $16,000 a month after you pay for food, gas, utilities, credit cards, after you pay your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, insurance, all those things, right? So I wonder how you feel about that. Like, type in the chat, like, how does that make you feel? Are you excited about having your $1 million for retirement to live on $5,000 a month? Are you scared? Are you frustrated? Do you have a plan for doing that? And that's what we're here to do. Like Chris said, we're really here to serve, right? We give a wonderful description and an exercise for you to go through and just to see and to clarify where you're at. So, Chris, how do you feel about that?
I'm looking at the 10-year part and thinking 8,000 Would that be correct?
Yeah. 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 And that's kind of what people do. They're like, well, hold on, maybe 5 years is not feasible.
Yeah.
But in 5 more years, if you haven't been saving for the 10-year plan, right? Even then you get to another 5 years goes by and you're like, oh man, I should have been saving 8,000 a month, so that at least I'm halfway there.
So I'm thinking that a lot of people are in the same boat where, groceries used to cost a lot less and gas was less, and I mean almost to have real estate or to have your own home, let alone pay it off, is is becoming not affordable.
Right.
And I think that that's where the passive income comes in, to be able to supplement and make up for that. But also, if it has the possibility of being residual, that's even 10 times better.
Yeah. It really is, because at this point in your life, you don't want to
Mhm.
sacrifice your time, right? Time is way more valuable than money. So
Yeah.
you're not trying to like go out and hustle, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Like nobody wants to do that. And so you hear a lot of people talk about having a side income, a passive income stream, having multiple streams of income, right? And I
Right.
think that's really good advice. So let's talk about maybe some of the ideas that you guys have. I hear I have a business degree. I'm very passionate about business management. My husband and I both have run multiple different kinds of businesses and companies. And, we love it. We love real estate. We love Airbnbs. We love investing in the stocks and all of that. But I have never, ever found a business to be more fulfilling, more profitable, and more freedom given, like the time freedom, than network marketing. And when it is done correctly, when it's done with integrity, with a real true product that helps people, you can really build a fulfilling lifestyle business. And going back to those three categories of being financially stable, having your healthcare, taken care of, and knowing how to take care of your health, and having a community. So if it's okay with you guys, I would love to show you how doTERRA can be a part of your passive income stream that might help you get to that retirement age a little quicker.
All right, let's see.
All right, sounds good. All right, let me get that screen. It's a different screen this time.
I was just thinking when my last kid left home, and I'm like, okay, now, what do I do? What are my interests?
Yeah,
And that's a big step for a lot of moms. I mean, just having some free time to be able to figure out what your interests are.
yeah.
And that's about the time that I found this. And I really,
Yeah,
I don't want to go to a 9 to 5 job.
yeah, I know.
I wanted to put a ad, just put out there, hey, I'm looking for something that's 2 to 4 hours a day, uh, off and on.
Yeah. A lot of people too, I feel like a lot of women in this category of, their children just went off to school, are really, a lot of women go back to school, right? They're like,
Yeah.
what, I want to, maybe I want to finish my education, or I just want to go learn something new, right? And again, I'm going to say that's one of my favorite things about doTERRA, is because a lot of what women want to learn about is how to take better care of our health. Right. I just want to learn, like, teach me about plant medicine and essential oils and, really good supplements, and my gut biome, the brain gut connection, and how to support my mental health and all of that. And that's the best thing, is you get to learn while also earning a profit to save for that retirement. So it is such a great overall business. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And I want to talk about, let's see, I want to make sure you can see this. Okay, let's get rid of this. Can you see just the partner with doTERRA, or can you see the other
No,
screen behind?
just the partner with doTERRA.
Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted you to see. Wonderful. So when you partner with doTERRA, like we have, you get where you want to be, right? And how much time do you want to commit? Because there's different ways that you can engage in your own business, right? This is your own business. So if you're somebody who just is like, I really just want to work maybe 3 hours a week, that's like a couple minutes a day, 3 to 10 hours a week, if you will, you can expect to generate, and these, these are numbers that are based on averages. I don't want to give an earnings claim here. We got to, be careful with that. But the average person can generate between 130 to almost $900 a month extra in income just from like a part-time 3 to 10 hours a week, right? That's less than part-time. And you just personally enroll a few new customers a month. So Chris, why don't you talk just briefly about what does it look like to just enroll casually a few customers a month?
Well, usually I like to find out what their health concerns are because I want it to come from them. I want to be able to help them personally. And then I might give them some samples. I might invite them to do a class, either, around the kitchen table, or if they want to invite a few friends, or at my house around the kitchen table. I really like that. Personally, I like to talk to people one on one because then I feel like they can tell me more. I find out more, without telling everyone, something that might be going on with their health. And I also share exactly what I have done that has really helped me and that I've, proven that's really valuable to me. So
Yeah.
that's it. It's just anyone and everyone. I listen and see, where people are in their health, and I
Yeah.
want to be able to help them with alternate solutions.
I love that. And I know this is a business conversation, but Chris, do you want to share with the group what have you done? I know you, okay, we've been doing this for like 10 years, but like, what do you feel like in your group that people are looking for? What is the most common natural solution that people need that you have found a solution for? I would love to hear your story about what means the most to you with the products in your health.
I'd say probably more energy and less pain is the
Mhm.
big one. And that just happens to be doTERRA's number one product, which is a whole food vitamin. And that's one of the reasons that I got started, because I wanted to get off antidepressants. I had back pain. I was like taking a nap every day, and I didn't want to live like that. And so I knew I had to find a better way. And I started with the whole food vitamin that had 9 anti-inflammatory essential oils in it. And that's kind
Yeah.
of my foundation. But then I would just keep learning about different oils and how to use them. And I'm still learning. That's what I love about it, is that you can still continue, to learn. Like you might be using one essential oil for one thing, but it's helping also in another area.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just everything that doTERRA has introduced, from the collagen to the microbiome, the probiotics, gut health. Probably the most questions I get from people is like health about diabetes, high blood pressure, skin. They want to have nice skin, and
Yeah.
all these natural products are things that I use and can say, hey, this works. I've tried it. You're welcome to try it. Let me know how it works for you.
Awesome. So that's what that sounds like. Really? That's like what somebody would do. Like that is the business. You use it, you feel amazing, and you share that with a few people, right? So that's how we get started. Now, a lot of you that are listening, and if you did the exercise, you're like, okay, but how do I get to that $5,000 a month? Like I really want to get to that retirement age, right? As quickly as possible. Let's make the retirement age way younger than I originally thought it was going to be, right? So that looks like supplementing your income, right? And that does look like intentionally spending between 10 and 30 hours a week on your doTERRA business. Now, that's still not full time, right? And I would say maybe in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit more, but as you get it organized and you get it streamlined, you get a little bit more education and you have your own way of presenting it, it goes down from there, right? So you can really kind of set it in motion and let it start working for you. So that looks like earning, again, it's a pretty big range because it depends on how you want to work and how you want to organize. So 10 hours a week, you're going to get to that, $800 to $1,000 range, up to 30 hours a week, you're getting closer to that 5,000 to 5,500 a month range, right? And what that looks like, again, is still very similar to the, the 3 to 10 hours a week, which is just you are communicating with people both in your warm network, in your community, people that you care about. And some people also want to do this online, right? So we have training systems and things that show you how you can start your own Facebook groups if you want. You can use our done for you social media posts if you want. We actually have an app that we use that follows up with people and reminds us when to follow up and how to be a good part-time business owner. So what this would look like for you is you would be enrolling at least 4 customers a month on average, and you would want to start enrolling at least one person who is also looking to decrease their retirement age, right? To get to that $5,000 a month, sooner. And so that's what that part-time is. And I will touch on the replace your income, right? And that's where Chris and I have worked to get, and we've helped a lot of people get here. So it's definitely possible. And these are the people that I really like to mentor and kind of take them under my wing and show them exactly what to do. So these are people who want to replace their income, and they spend on average between 25 and 50 hours a week sometimes, right? I wouldn't say every single week, but some weeks are more than others, right? Now, a person in this category can expect to make anywhere between $5,500 a month all the way up to close to $17,000 a month. And that is by building an organization. That's building a team of people who, first of all, love the products, use them, feel amazing, enroll a few customers a month, and also want to build an organization of people who are wanting to share. We like to call this also like just referring friends, right? Just refer a friend to try the products and get started there, and then see how it can move forward for you. So that is really the opportunity and the time that you would spend building a doTERRA business. And I'm wondering, Chris, if there's anything else that I haven't shared yet that you feel would be really pertinent to this discussion.
Probably the integrity of the company and how they love to give back, that they have co-impact sourcing, that they are really making a difference in the world through our product. And we
Yeah,
have high impact oils that they talk about that affect the farmers directly and the people directly in third world countries. And I mean, doTERRA is worldwide. And it's, not only are there the farms and the distilleries everywhere, all over this globe, but also the people that use it and share it are worldwide also. And when I look at our group and our community that meets weekly and see, people from South Africa and Europe, and I mean, a great variety. It's an amazing movement to be able to use, natural products to be able to get to the root cause of our illnesses, to make those changes, and at the same time work with a company that's making changes all over the world. And I absolutely love that doTERRA is so big about giving back. And I mean, we could spend a whole hour talking about that.
totally. Yeah. So doTERRA has a model of business. It's actually called co-impact sourcing. And so that's kind of what you're talking about. When we say co-impact sourcing, what that means is this product, these essential oils, everything that we do, it impacts our people on both sides of the supply chain, right? So we're blessing the lives financially. We're helping people retire. We're helping them feel better and all of their health challenges. We're also blessing the lives of the growers, of the farmers, of their families that live in many different parts of the world that source the very best essential oils on the planet. Right. And we go into these areas and we build schools and we build hospitals and we teach women about their cycles, and we teach men and women about vocational training, and we build vocational centers. And every single one of you, all of our wellness advocates, are invited to go on these trips. We call them healing hands trips. I've actually taken a trip. I took my 2 boys. We went to Guatemala and they got to go and witness firsthand where we source our cardamom from. They got to learn about cardamom and how that oil is produced. And we also got to rebuild homes in the jungle. I mean, with our bare hands, painting bamboo fences and walls, and, eating open fires. Our food was cooked over open fires, and we were playing soccer with the children in the village. And just, we brought our children and also our team there to come and witness that firsthand. And that's one of the really special giving back opportunities that doTERRA offers.
Yep.
Yeah. So last but not least, I did want to talk also, I wanted to touch on, when you're looking at starting a business, right? So you're like, okay, I definitely see the need for creating an extra income. I'm going to decide how many hours I can spend, and whatever that is for you, just start, right? It's okay, just get started. And I think it's important, some of the questions that you'll be wondering, like, okay, well, do I get a website? And the answer is yes. doTERRA provides a free personalized website for you, okay, to sell all the products on. So you don't have to have any of these products like in your house or in your garage or whatever to sell them, right? You have your own oils that you use monthly. All of your healthcare needs will be taken care of by doTERRA. That's the fun part. But you don't have to source or grow or stock or ship any of these products. So you're given the website, you're given the blog sites, the podcasts, you're given the forms and the flyers already done for you. You're given the product information pages, the PowerPoint presentations, and really everything that you need in a perfect little box to be able to start, run, and effectively scale your own wellness business. So I think that's fantastic. And I would love to invite you to just take a look more at what we offer and join us in one of our next launch trainings. Of course, reach out to Chris and comment below on this video and let us know, what is your freedom factor? What are you looking to create? And let's see how we can partner together.
Thank you so much, Kirsten. Really appreciate you being on with us today and sharing all that you have. And we are excited because we want to put our arms around you and have you be part of our community. There's a lot of support and a lot of things that are meaningful, not only monetarily, but especially in a community self improvement. That's something that you'll find also,
Yeah.
and it really means a lot. So
And it's
thanks for
fun.
being on today. Yeah,
You're
thanks,
welcome.
and please get back with me, and let's see if this is a good fit for you.
Awesome.
Let's
All
get
right.
started. All
Talk
right. Thank
to you
you.
soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.